Oh, welcome to Simply Live. So let's see who else here so I can say good morning to you all. Good morning, good morning. I finally figured out how to do a couple of things. So I can now use this horizontally. There you go, Miss Wendy can say hi this morning too. See you on here. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I have kind of a unwritten rule, whatever. If the last 5 minutes getting ready for the video, you guys get wherever I'm at. Well, this morning getting my hair done was the last of all the things. See, I'll get my hair down long, and it's long. So good morning. Hi, Jeremy and Zen Life, I think it says, and Miss Beth, good morning. And who else is out here? Babs, good morning, Babs. I'm so glad to see you. And Catherine, hey. By the way, Catherine and Homer have moved into their new, I can't remember if it's mobile home or motor home. Catherine, why don't you write a little blip and let people know? We should celebrate with her and with them. So celebrate and whatever, and have them help them to feel like they're really enjoying their special new change. And it's a little change for them. I hear from Catherine during the week. So Sonia, wait till you see the new short I did, Sonia. This, oh my goodness, people. Sonia sent me, oops, I have Wendy in my arms. So Sonia sent me this coffee. Oh my goodness, I love it this morning. I'm not putting anything in it. It's a drink it black. It tastes yummy coffee. And Sonia also sent me this Soto, I think is the company. I need to look it up again. Okay, Wendy got down. That's easier. Helix. Yeah, Soto company. Helix pour over coffee thing. I love it. It's better than the GCI, and I do like the GCI. I really do. But this is better. And I think because of the cone shape of the filters, the coffee comes out better. And they show you on the package how to fold number 2 filters. You can get at any grocery store and make them fit. So I like the flavor a lot. Y'all gonna see this morning. Let me turn it so that you get that message. Make today amazing. Mm. So I did a little short this morning with that. I didn't get the links out to my Amazon, but that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So I want to see all the chats. Let me get back up here where I was seeing everybody's names. Okay, so Beth. Oh, G. Hi, G. I haven't caught up with you in a minute. And G, you sent me this really pretty thing. It looked like a part of a sidewalk or something. I have no idea if it was a tile or a picture, but it had a dragonfly. And some of y'all know. Now, under normal religious, no, normal belief systems, I would not have had a tattoo, but I talked my way into letting myself have a tattoo, and I got a dragonfly. And then later, the whole dragonfly thing doesn't hold the same weight that it used to once I found out what happened to my grandfather, who passed away right around my 3rd birthday, this summer of my 3rd birthday. That's a better way of putting it. My birthday's in June, so okay, so let me check your, okay, let me go up here. So G, nice to have you. And my good friend Skipper Doodle from Philippines. Oh, it's so nice to have you here, Skipper Doodle. So guys, I'm hoping to not be too much time today. Maybe we'll stop at an hour or an hour and a half, something like that. I know that I can talk. And when you all bring your questions and your ideas, I get off on other subjects. And so it can go 2 hours easily. But I'm kind of hoping we can do an hour, hour and a half. I do not have a timer set. The reason is I have some extra things I need to take care of in the next couple of days, and I want to get cracking on those because I feel good today. And the weather's pretty good. It's cool outside still. 38, 39 degrees on the front porch on the north in the shade, and inside too hot. I have a window open right beside me. I'm still going to be careful moving the phone because I don't know about the signal. And I hope you all, anybody new especially, will be patient with the fact that I am in a very rural area where the signal comes and goes. And my phone company has informed me that someday soon I will lose my phone service. The government is not going to continue to give us the same things that I've had for years as a disabled person. Well, yeah, okay. So technically, in somebody's book on paper, I am getting my income from SSDI, which is permanent disability. And I am a very low income, well, I'm a low income um, single senior woman who travels the world and the United States in many different forms. I believe that it's important to travel light and often because it helps us change our perspective. And so I have finally found vehicles that I absolutely love and just love and just love. I'm, oops, I'm afraid to turn that thing off. So if you guys see messages coming through, which you might this morning, the last time I turned on Do Not Disturb, I couldn't see your messages, chats. So I do have super thanks. I have super chats. I have an Amazon wish list. I am an Amazon affiliate. I don't work that very hard. Probably could make more than $10 every couple of months, but I'm not touching any buttons, Beth. Yeah, no, not touching buttons and not moving the phone yet. If we decide to go outside together, we'll do it carefully. But it's better to just let the phone sit where it's working. So I do all my work online on my phone at this point in time. I did trade my laptop for auto work. Let me jump back. What I was telling you first was I finally found vehicles that I love, 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 love. I'm a first gen Chevy Tracker girl. Okay. I have two Chevy Trackers right now. I'm a member of Zooks of Arizona. I'm also a member of LittleTrucks.com website, and I write for them, which I really need to get out there and write some more. So Babs, yes, I have been on a free phone service for a lot of years. Might have started in 2004, but I got a message saying that they are going to stop giving us so much free access. So I don't know what that means yet. I have been with a company called SafeLink. The programs are on all the different phone things, but it's different. Anyways, it's different. But they're saying that we're not going to keep all the services we have. And I don't know if that means we're losing the free phone or only losing the free internet access. I don't know. But it is going to make a difference for me because now I'm going to have to pay for stuff enough to keep my phone rolling. I'm looking at Starlink. I can't afford it yet. I need to get my engine rebuilt first. Welcome, Donna R. I need to get my engine rebuilt first in the white first gen tracker. The blue second gen ZR2 tracker I got inexpensively in order to get home the 11 and a half hours from the Nevada saga. So I do Chevy Tracker travels. I do Gear reviews. I do weekly updates on a Facebook group. My Facebook group is slowly growing again. I'm annoyed with all the stuff that I'm trying to do on a small phone screen, and yet I'm not ready to deal with computers and things at this stage of the game. I have had many years of computer work. I was a high end support person and techie. And so I used to rub elbows a lot with computer hackers back in the 80s. Um, and in the 90s, I did a lot of high end support for an IBM team. And they wanted me to become an employee of IBM. And I could not get a bachelor's degree fast enough for them to hire me full time. So I lost that gig. But anyway, all that stuff, been through stuff. Thank you, Skipper Doodle. Thank you so much. I do feel better. Wendy's doing well. Um, I hope I'm not jumping too much. So I'm big into Suzuki's. And so some people come out here hoping to see more Suzuki and Chevy Tracker stuff. You'll get more as time goes on. I have a lot of photos and videos that are stored in either Google and ended up in the archives or are stored on Amazon through Amazon Photos because I'm a low income Amazon Prime member. So I have a lot of photos and videos stored, and I need to get these stories told. I was visiting with Loretta, Mojave Bohemian, this past week, and she's suggesting that I really start working on writing books to get all of the stories out because our title this week has to do with being overwhelmed. And my week, I'm brushing my hair again, guys. Over the week, I have been so really overwhelmed. Um, and I will tell you about that in a few minutes. So let's see, what else do you need to know? The weather has been surprisingly mild. Yes, it was cold last night. I let the stove run out, which I often do, and then I just restart it in the morning. Because when you're in the blankets or in the sleeping bag, you're warm. And so why get up and start the stove at 3 o'clock in the morning if you don't have to get up? So I often let it run out. And then whatever time I wake up, I have my cell phone set so that it turns itself off at 9 o'clock and it turns itself back on at somewhere around 6 o'clock. And so when I start to hear the ding, ding, ding of people were trying to get a hold of me during the night or whatever, then that usually is when I'm often already up. But sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm just cuddling in the warm with Wendy. And so that's when I make it more important to get up and start the fire and start to get it warm inside. And Wendy has begun to have a routine. She knows she can stay in the blankets until I get the wood stove going warm enough. And then when she gets up, she's smart. She goes over, so my rubber boots for the mud for here, homesteading boots, they're kind of like barn boots. They're not the most comfortable ones. Don't buy the cheap ones from Walmart that are not that cheap. They're $20. Get yourself a better pair. Get some actual rubber instead of plastic. But it's all I could afford in the moment. So it was better to have boots than not have boots. So they're near the front door. And I put my boot socks hanging on one boot. And the other boot is where I put Wendy's t-shirt because she doesn't have a coat yet, but she has a t-shirt. Yes, I could use some Wendy clothes. That's a whole other conversation. But Wendy will get up when she's ready and it's starting to warm up in the house, and she'll go get her t-shirt and bring it to me to have me put it on her. And then she'll mess around on her own while I'm tending the fire and getting it warmed up inside and making coffee. Okay, time for another sip of this lovely Mardi Gras king cake. Mm, I love that cinnamon. And this one's like cinnamon vanilla. Oh, that's so good. And it's black and it's yum. I miss my goat's milk sometimes. Uh, okay, so let me go back and check what y'all are talking about. I'm seeing some things. I told Catherine to put some, I see questions. Oh, yes, please. 3 uppercase Qs so I can notice that there's a question I need to talk about. So right there is, okay, Catherine's thing. So Catherine and Homer, it's a mobile home. Not sure what year it is. It has an add-on of a porch with windows. It's going to be the game craft room. Isn't that wonderful? And she's struggling a little bit with the change from being nomadic and on the road to being more stationary. And boy, do I understand her. That is a thing. Okay. Has anyone heard of Gen Mobile? Government gives free phone with free service. Well, yeah, that's the Lifeline service, is what it's called. Many companies do that, not just Gen Mobile, but they are changing what they're going to allow us to have. You know, they want us to have only what they want us to have, kind of looks like. So now, and before Skipperdoodle falls back asleep because it's the middle of the night for him, I believe. Would you like to go outside, Miss Wendy? I can reach the door from here, guys. You know, I don't have to go too far away. And I'll leave the door cracked open because it's warm enough in here. And then she can nudge her way back in when she's ready. Oh, by the way, Sonia sent me the coffee and the coffee DeSoto thing, the Helix thing. She also sent me these shirts. Now, she had sent shirts before, but she had gotten, I ended up with really big ones that I have not gifted yet, but they're planned for somebody. But this is the 1X, much better fit, people. And beautiful. I mean, this is not a color I would have bought for myself, but I think it looks good. So much better fit. And it was, again, it was a pack of 3. And thank you so much, Sonia. All these little gifts and things really helped me so much because in my life, my clothes are the least important things in my life right now. I have so many other things I'm working on. I have to prioritize keeping my health good, which food costs me money. And I've had a blessing from someone who brought me a care package, was able to get in where I couldn't get out. Miss Wendy. Miss Wendy. Come. She's barking at something. And so, but all of those things that you guys do, however small they seem or big they seem, because sometimes people have bought me some lovely expensive things. For example, TJ Shack bought me my water port that fits on the receiver hitch on the back of my white first gen tracker. That allows me to have 4 gallons of water without taking up any space inside the rig, and I can pressurize it. And so if I want to turn it into a shower or we want to use it for drinking water, it's BPA free. That thing costs probably $400. That's a big deal. It was a big gift from them, but I appreciate it so, so much. And those things help me because they allow me to keep focusing on what I need to focus on so that I can go to the next stage. At my age, yes, I'm 65. Yes, I tell you people that. It's weird. Sometimes I don't want to tell people, but then on the other hand, it's like, what difference does it make? People already know. You can look at me and tell I'm not 20 anymore. And, but anyway, sometimes life throws you what I used to call curveballs a lot. I see that the lighting keeps, let's twist the phone a little bit. The lighting keeps changing and I keep trying to move to make it so you can see me better. It's sometimes challenging at my age and whatever else to be doing all the things I'm trying to do on this low income. Now, I'm not as low income as I was when I started being on disability in 2004. I got $450 a month. That was hard as crap, but that was years ago too. And I started traveling internationally about that time. Well, it wasn't my first. I went to Australia before then in the 90s. But and I'd been to Canada already because I lived so close. But I have to prioritize, and I have to use my priorities to make decisions in order to carefully. Hang on, guys. Wendy, come, quick, hurry, quick, hurry. Come on. You come in the house. You stay in the house with me. Don't you go out like that. I can't have you running all over the property. I can't do that because I can't watch you. So you stay in the house, please. Okay. Sorry, guys. I got to take care of your fur children. And there are some things that are priorities. You guys are my priority today, but that's why she gets to stay in while we finish this, because I can't have her running outside the yard fence. And the yard fence, I have not gotten it finished yet because I started trimming trees. You know how things get away from you. I started trimming trees so that I could move the fence line to a place that made more sense. And then I started doing this other thing, and it just hasn't gotten finished. And I'm only one set of hands. And it's winter, and so the ground's not as soft as it could be, and whatever. So the new big thing, well, one new big thing is that Tuesday morning, some of my friends, one of my rancher friends from this area has sold his property. They're moving in 2 weeks. I'm gonna miss them. And they usually are watching but not commenting in the background. I'm going to miss you guys, Jody and Becca. I'm gonna miss you guys. But Tuesday morning, they are bringing me a barn cat because they have a bunch of cats at the ranch, and they're moving to another state. And so I have to have a place ready for this cat. And the deal is that they have been used to this 1.5-year-old barn cat. It's male. I don't know that I would have picked a male, but whatever. I don't care. I could use the help. And I'm here. I'm not able to travel very far yet. And if I went on a camping trip now, it would be a short one right this minute. So, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I wouldn't go for any length of time right now. So, this barn cat that's coming Tuesday is used to, at nighttime, being closed into a shed for safety. And so I have to fix it a warm place, and I need to enclose one of my spaces securely enough so that he can't get out. And so the best option I've got, because I trimmed a tree near my bathhouse and it opened up the space incredibly, I am enclosing the bathhouse and turning it into a storage shed. I'm taking an old cooler and I'm drilling a hole in it for access for a bed for the cat. And then I'm putting fleece blankets inside of it so that his place to sleep is warm. And I'm getting it up off of the ground. Anyway, so there's some work involved here. Not a horrible amount, but like up at the top of the shower house, there was a long, elongated triangular shape where I had just left open air. And so I'm deciding whether to put wood because I have scrap here, or to just put hardware cloth or rat wire so that he can't get out, but the airflow can be around. And so just enough, and the doors. Um, that's true. Cats are much more okay with some short term alone. And I have neighbors close enough that if I did decide to do a short term, like camping situation or something for a couple of weeks or something, they would come tend to it for me. So there's that. And it's so cool to see Catherine and Beth talking, and that's wonderful. I know that I need to get down and visit with Catherine and Homer as well. But the access in and out of my place, the timing between storms in the winter, it's all been awkward. So I'm more alone than I want to be. That is absolute true. I do not want to be this alone. And I don't quite know how to change that, but I'm in communication with people who care about me enough that I guess it could change over time, but it might take a long time. And so I have periods of I get excited when I talk to them, and then I go, oh, yeah, but that'll be 7 or 8 years. And you get that drift. So, let's see. So, other big things going on. So, the changing the shower house or the bathhouse, I will add on to the side a new outdoor shower space. There's plenty of room. When Donnie was here and we fixed the roof for the shower house, we left rafters sticking out, and I have 4x4s here that we can support those with and add on to it. So that's a whole thing. Um, Q. We, Wendy and me, myself, and I, uh, possibly my son, and other people who love me. Like when the weather warms up, I expect that Catherine and Homer will be able to come visit, and I'll be able to go visit them. But that's after things dry up and we're in good time of the year. I also have other friends, overland friends, who are planning trips to come camp here with me by invitation because I'm careful. Jeremy's planning to come out and visit and maybe even pester us all on a Sunday. And yes, Wendy and Coco will play. Wendy loves to play. She was raised with big dogs like pit bulls and little dogs and cats and all kinds of things. I don't know if it was at a foster or more, but I'm just saying we go when we had been at farmers market before, she just any dog she saw, she just jumping down and wanting to play with them. And so she's very active and she likes to play. And I'm not sure that I want to get another dog, but letting her have playtime with other dogs would be great. And so I'm working on a lot of projects here, kind of as I'm able to. So, what's the thing that feels like death? You could guess. Do you guys want to guess? It's not the being alone. It's not the challenging weather. Hi, David. Oh, well, I'm so glad that you're out of surgery and I hope you're recovering well. We're glad to have you back, David. And so I'm just getting into the subject. Whoops. Hi, Bernie. I'm just getting into the subject. You guys could catch up later. So what's the thing that feels like death? Let me tell you this little story. One of you is going to recognize it. More than one of you is going to recognize it. They told me about 5 pounds. I haven't weighed her, but let's say about 5 pounds. And she's just the right size for me. I really don't know about a second dog, but she sure could use somebody more to play with. So when y'all come, or when whatever happens, happens. So, so I have this really good friend. We lost touch with each other for a couple of years, and it was a challenging lost touch because somebody else got involved in saying, "Oh, by the way, you're so stupid. You didn't even realize that person didn't even like you." And so all that, going to meet up and catch up with this thing and do this thing on once a month or do that thing or go play cards or whatever it was, you were so stupid. You didn't even know they didn't like you, and they didn't want to spend time with you, and they were complaining about it all the time. And I was like, what the heck? And I was like, okay, well, I'm not bothering somebody. So I backed off. I stopped talking to either person, as did they. And I don't know what was said on the other side or whatever, but sometimes people get in the middle of things. And so I never even checked in with the person themselves because I was so embarrassed and I didn't know if it was true. But my background of being, what's the word? My background of being told that I was not liked and that everything that I believed to be true was a lie. Just gets out there and it says, well, the other person said so and so, so it must be true because I don't know what I'm talking about. And I must have made a mistake. The person probably didn't even like me and it probably was horribly annoying, but boy, I didn't have that experience, but whatever. And so then over time, you just let it go and they weren't in your life anymore. And so it was no big deal. And then we bumped into each other a year ago. And one of the first things I did was, so I got to talk to you about something that happened. So when I'm so glad we bumped into each other and you want to talk to me again. So when can we have a powwow? I need to ask you a question and I don't want to do it standing in a parking lot. And so we got together and we talked about it and it was like, oh no, why would they say that to you? And why would you do what you did? And then it was like, okay, great. So that was back, so the friendship was back on and it was like, oh, I'm so glad because I have so much fun laughing and joking and playing around with you and whatever. So I just saw this page put me your comment out about Visible. Visible does not like my addressing in the area of Arizona I'm in. And my addressing is not that much different from other people's, but they have made it so difficult for me to have any internet or phone service with them that they have basically told me we don't want you. So I don't have Visible because I can't satisfy their addressing things. It's a reality for some people. I'm not the only one. So, okay, so this person and I reconnected, had a bunch of fun, and then I found out what the plan was that he had for his life. And, we were sharing, where are you at these days? Where am I at these days? And so I was teaching classes for Overland Expo, and I needed to go because I needed to get to Oregon. And y'all know about the Nevada saga that followed that because that's when my engine died and I got stuck for 6 months in rural Nevada. So, but before that, this person was saying, yeah, I'm moving to another country. It's, you know who you are. Flights are really expensive. And I was like, no, I know how to get cheap flights. No, because I have to have this onward ticket and I have to do this. I said, I know how to do all that stuff because I've done it. I know how to do budget travel internationally. Let me tell you. And I got computer skittles. So, I know how to get on and find what I need. And so the person thought they weren't going to leave and they were trying to sell their cottage. They didn't think they were going to leave for a little while. and they thought that it would be like September or something. And I found them a ticket, and they were like, "Well, forget that. I'm leaving in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Okay." So they left. They're happy. I'm happy for them. I went to Nevada. Well, I went to go on my trip, broke down in Nevada, had my saga. Still, I'm trying to get my white tracker back. The engine, the new engine rebuilt in the car, and get the car back for me to use as my daily. Y'all kind of know that I ended up with the blue second gen tracker for really inexpensive, but I had to put a bunch of money in it, and it got me home. And it gets me to the grocery store and down to St. John's. And by the way, in the next couple of days, one of the things I want to do is I want a good hot shower. And because I don't do propane, I don't have that here in a in an easy way. I mean, I heat water over the wood stove or the campfire, the fire pit or whatever, but to go in town and just get in a shower and do things. So I'll go down in the next couple of days and take a good shower. I think I'm going to have lunch with a friend. Um, and you're asking me about lunch and my food things. Well, I found out that I'm not having a gluten problem anymore. I don't want to eat it very much, but I'm thinking I can do El Cupidos. I can do a flour tortilla. I can do ground beef, as long as they don't season it too much. And I know that I can do a little bit of salsa and be okay. So that's probably what we're going to do. Um, so so this friend then, with my help, found a good price ticket and decided to move right away. And there was a little bit of talk about, man, I wish you could go with me. You're so much fun to travel with. And I was like, I wish I could go too, but I can't drop my responsibility. I've already given them my word, and it includes more people than me. And I wanted to go. Let me tell you, I wanted to go. I wanted to just drop everything and go. Anyways, and so I made sure they got on their trip, and I went on my trip, and then my stuff all fell apart. And then I was helping to sell their cottage, but I was stuck in Nevada. And so they listed their cottage with a real estate agent. And so I wasn't going to benefit so much. There was going to be a fee if I sold it, but I mean, not a fee, but they were going to gift me money if I sold the cottage. Anyway, so that stuff all kind of changed because my Nevada saga. So, so the big thing that happened in the last, say, week or two, their cottage is selling. Now, I'm still helping with their mail and things like that here locally. And their cottage is selling. I didn't do it, the real estate agent did. But there's all their personal belongings that they had instructed me before they left, what was important, what wasn't, and they're in communication with me. So this past week, they asked me to go clean their house out of their personal belongings so that the new owner can take possession soon, in the next couple of weeks. Yes, there are some things that will need to be sold. There are some boxes that will need to be shipped to their relatives. But here's what feels like death. It's so sad, and like it's as if I'm grieving the friendship, because I know the potential that this particular friend might never return to the United States. And I might never see this person again. And so there's a little bit of the grieving as if someone was dying, the going through their belongings, they're repacking the important boxes that will need to be shipped to their family. It just feels like death cleaning. Guys, do your best ahead of time. Think about what you want and who you want to have things. Don't leave things for other people. I don't mean that I'm upset with this person. I'm not at all. I am so grateful that I can be helpful to this person. But I've been having moments of overwhelm, and there's a pile in the middle of the cabin of partially their things, and it feels like I'm grieving all over again. Yes, there probably have been some triggers or something. I don't see them as specific triggers because I've done so much work on my health and all my whole health. I don't like separating things out into mental health and physical health and, whatever. I'm a person. So I want the whole thing healthy. So I'm working on that, but it is it's not without emotion that I helped this dear friend, and that I wish I had not lost all those times or whatever. And yet, it's what is, and it's okay. And um, do I feel a little hurt? I don't know, maybe, but I don't know that that's not important. Um, but it's more, I feel like I'm grieving this process I'm doing is not unlike, it is like what you would do if somebody passed away. And so that's that's the story about it feels like death, because it has. And this week I've been kind of emotional a few times. And had a good close friend called, I might have just cried on the phone more than one day, because it was like, wow. Oh, and my two therapy appointments this week, the phone signal was not good enough to do my therapy this week, so I didn't really get that to work that out with them. But I got enough confirmation. The one connection we got, I got enough confirmation to know that I wasn't making it up. That I thought it was connected with a couple of deaths in my childhood, in the way that it felt similar. And I didn't know what I could have done to have made that any better. But I can see what I would have liked the adults in my life to have done. And so if it ever comes up in someone else's life, I would do those things that I would have hoped an adult had done when the deaths happened when I was young. Unfortunately, back then in the area I grew up in, at the time I was young, it was the summer of my third birthday. Um, at that time, a lot of people in that area didn't believe that children had thinking minds until they were 5 years old. And so they wouldn't have spent any time explaining to me what happened. So that's, I hope that that was understandable, and that by telling that, I can help you guys somehow. Maybe it just confirms for you that something you went through felt death like or felt grieving, and you didn't want to acknowledge it. You tried to push it away. Don't try to push it away. Just, if the memory of something else comes back up, then allow your mind to help you process it in a way where you can learn from what worked and what didn't work when I was 3, right? Or again when I was 4 or whatever. And the next death, which might have been an animal. What worked, but what didn't work? And so, how can I have a better experience from this? And one of the big things that I've done to make this more pleasant for myself, easier, whatever for myself, is to acknowledge that it feels like grieving a death and grieving the loss of a good friend, and yet remembering I'm helping them and they're living their best life. in another country. And it's fantastic. And I'm happy for them. And I'm glad. And I'm glad they're not dead yet. But it is a gift that I'm able to give. And if I can see it that way, it takes the sting of the grieving out of it. So that's that. That's that. Let me go see what y'all are talking about. Um, so let's see. Any new questions? Good questions? New questions? Swedish death cleaning. So my children don't have to take care of my things. Took 2 years before hitting the road and returning to home base. All done in 2022. Um, yeah, I practiced. I didn't know about Swedish death cleaning, but I practiced it beginning in 2004 or 5 when I had my apartment in Times Square, New York City. My neighbor died and I knew she was dead, but nobody else got it for like a week until it was bad. Let me just tell you, because I was progressively getting more sick as days went on. And the security system in that building, the security people were like, yeah, we heard you tell us that, but I sent so and so up. They said there was nothing wrong. And I was like, well, they didn't walk down the hall. Because if they'd have walked down the hall, they would have smelled what I smelled. Something is wrong. Go check. No, 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 no. So 7 days in, they go to check. And of course, the person's been dead for 7 days. And it wasn't good. But it taught me a lot because it was a single elderly woman alone who was estranged from her family and had been for years and years, had no contact with anybody, and didn't want to. So she would nod at the security people at the front desk when she would go to her apartment, but she wouldn't speak to anyone. She didn't have a telephone. She would go out for a walk every day and come back. And I just knew, of course, I'm very sensitive, but I just knew when it happened. And I told them right away, but it was 7 days before they found her body. And right after that event was when I went, that's it. This is not happening ever again to, it's not going to happen to me. So I may love that lamp I have, and I may love those silver spoons I got in Australia, but I'm giving them to somebody now before somebody puts them in the trash. So I did. I parted out all my stuff. I started traveling more. I started going to Costa Rica, and then I just lived without. And I've been living more without than with for so long that there are moments when it's hard for me to have something because I'm more comfortable without it. And I don't have to protect it and yada yada. I talk about these things. So now I'm trying to maneuver, making the cabin a little more comfortable because this is the third winter I've had to be here. And it's the first winter in the cabin that I've had to be here the whole time. And if I'm only here in good weather, it's really simple to run down to St. John's and pay $5 for a hot shower. But if I'm here in the winter and I can't get off the property for a number of weeks, I can't get that hot shower the same. So I don't mind bathing in a bucket, a bucket and a washcloth and a cup. But why do I have to do that? Some of the questions I ask myself are, am I still punishing myself for something that I think I don't know, did wrong or something? Or am I still in that it's better that Lesa just does without? Um, so I'm not going to continue that. I've decided to change that idea. I've decided that having a storage shed is a nice idea. I don't need to fill it full of crap, but it's okay to have a storage shed where one of my battery packs sits where um, I can leave the tool batteries charging in the dustbuster because a dustbuster is easier to suck the dead bugs out of the windowsills. Um, it's okay. So why not let it be okay? And yes, I'd like to have Starlink. And now I've decided that I really, I wanted to before, but now I really want to screen in the back porch and turn it into my kitchen. And I want to put a small TV out there that I can port my stuff from the phone to, and just have it be the kitchen space. And so, why not? It's okay to do this. It really is okay. Um, I love my white Chevy Tracker, the first gen, more than I like the blue one, but the blue one's capable. And in this weather, it's in the mud and in the slush, it's been great. The only thing it can't do is my tires are only so tall, and the neighbor's tires on his truck are so, and so the ruts are deeper. If I can straddle his ruts, I'm fine. But if I get sucked into a rut, it's a problem. So, yeah, you're going to stay in the house until Mama's done. You want to come sit with me? You have to stay in the house while I'm working this morning. Okay? Yeah, I don't want you going outside because I'm not chasing you and I'm not going out with you. I know, but you won't stay inside the fence until I finish fixing it. Come up, come up. Oh, you don't feel like jumping? Okay. Sorry, guys. First, fur child interruption. So, yeah, I'm working out, but all these things come with cost, and you all know that I'm a really financially, what's the word I want? I can squeeze a penny and make it scream. Okay, I'm really trying hard to work within less than my budget. Because first off, my first priority is to get my first gen white tracker back, and that could be $3,000 cost. So I need that amount of money. So I can save money for that. And with all the storms, I've been like stocking up to make sure that I'm okay here, or that Wendy and I are okay here. And then, so there's not much saved right now. I don't need to put any more in the blue car rate at the moment. So that's pretty good. But to enclose the back patio is going to cost money. I need stuff for the roof. And sure, corrugated tin would be nice, but I don't have it. And so I think I had already figured out that the lower cost way to do it would be to do the Sun Tough polycarbonate roofing. It's UV resistant and whatnot, and it's still the corrugated stuff, but it's, now am I going to say it right? Opaque. You can't see through it, so it won't heat up the same, and I can get it in a color that matches the metal roofing I've already got. I bought my metal roofing in Snowflake at um, can't uh, can't think of the name of it. There's a factory, a roofing factory in Snowflake. I can't think of the name of it right now, but anyways, it's where I bought my roofing from. But with the price increases after COVID, I really can't afford how much it would cost to put the same metal on roofing on the back patio. So if somebody was getting rid of used tin, I would take it. I would patch holes. I would do it. I I so would, because just to have that waterproof, more weatherproof. And then I'm hunting for, I'd like to have an old Franklin fireplace wood stove for back in there because I can cook on that with no problem at all because I cook on wood really well. But if not, a little ranch wood stove or even an old box stove, wood stove that has the eyes that come off. Mine, my eyes don't come off, but to get the eyes off, because that gives you a different level of being able to cook. But something of that nature I would like out on that patio for the cook stove. And then I already have an old RV sink that can be just built into something. And at the moment, I have a hand pump. I know Jeremy's talked to me a little bit about he'd like to help me with the plumbing and stuff from the IBC totes. And I would like to have it be kind of running water. I don't like the sound of RV pumps generally, but I'm not against them. So whatever we end up doing, I don't know right this minute. But to be able to just go turn on a faucet most of the time and wash a large pot or something, especially after Sabbath, the way I've been doing things, or because cooking on a fire, your pots get sooty and stuff. There's a whole different thing. Cast iron's heavier. I'm not only using cast iron; I use a lot of titanium, but and to be able to just go turn on a faucet for the shower most of the time, that would be lovely. I am planning to try to get a small pool, like swimming pool water heater, solar water heater. They make them that I can just put on the roof of the shower, but I'll need to pump the water from whatever level it is up to that, and then let that drain down into the shower. And 3/4 of the year, that's enough hot water for showers, and whatever. So that's kind of those thoughts. And I do really like the idea of on the other side of my window wall, making a bathroom space that will have a bathtub where I could soak. But I'm going to need to have a cover for that. So I don't know whether if I want to do a stock tank or if I want to do, what would be lovely is a wooden Japanese bathtub. But wood doesn't last long out here. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do stock tank kind of thing. But anything just to have, or even a wood-fired hot tub right there would be nice if I could. But the snorkel wood stoves are, I don't know, $800. That's expensive. I can't see that today. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but I just can't see it right now. And so I guess I'm looking at making this more comfortable. And some of that's on the heels of this thing of, it feels like my friend is dying and I'm cleaning up behind them. And it's not bad because he did prepare well. But I'm just saying, prepare ahead of time. Think about that ahead of time so there's not so much work when somebody does pass. Because I've been watching some other people go through their process of, well, so and so left this whole house full of, whatever. And yeah, it's a job, it's work. All right, let me see what's going on up here. Because I know y'all are talking, but it hasn't been scrolling past me. Questions? Spoke both together and all good. We still hang out. Okay. Yeah. Babs said, sometimes the smallest thing we can do for someone is the most that they need at that time. That's absolutely true. And I believe that if I try to be more grateful about it, then whatever anxiety I start to feel gets to go away. Because, okay, let's see. Oh, I'm not looking at Robert and Nancy. Hello. Laura. Am I saying that right? I think it's Laura Valentina. Welcome. Bernie. And there's Jeremy with, yeah, he just blew up his father's ashes. Um, he actually did. There's a video he put out, um, but his father wanted his ashes spread or something, and it's the way that they chose to deal with it. It's a thing to do. So, okay, let me see. How big is your back patio you want to enclose, Donna K? Donna K, welcome again. Thank you for being here. Um, the back patio is 10 feet by 12 feet, I believe. It's not huge. And I figured I could use for screening for the walls, I can use Harbor Freight shade cloth tarps because they're inexpensive. So when it comes time for that, I need a staple gun. And the last time I tried to use a staple gun, my grip is not so good. It was really hard for me. So I picked one out. I didn't put it on my Amazon wish list. I put it in my own shopping cart for keep looking at this. Maybe you'll spend money on it one day, right? I'm looking at the Black & Decker rechargeable staple gun. I hope it's I hope it's hefty enough, but it should be for attaching screening. But my tendency would be I'd staple it down and then maybe I'd use a little trim piece of wood and screw that on so that it's double duty. But that's what I'm thinking to keep the cost down for the screening part. The bottom half, like walls that you normally do on a screened porch, I don't know. I'll probably just use scrap stuff. And I can start with screening. I'm going to need some 2x4s for that part. For that part, I'll need 2x4s. The roof itself, though, I believe it's 12 feet by, it's either 10 or 12 feet. It's the same size as that cabin. 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, wait a minute. That makes it more. Those spaces are almost 2 feet. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 12 by 16 roof. Donna K. That's the answer to that. I'm just gonna put tin, whatever we do. I'm not insulating that roof or anything. An outdoor kitchen is fine with me because 3/4 or more of the year, it's usable. And with a wood stove in it, you can get more time out of it. So I don't talk about this enough probably. How big is the back patio that I want to enclose? That's what I was just answering. Oh, when you put the sides in, it's better to screw them down with fender washers. Well, yes. Okay. That's fine with me. Jeremy, that's fine with me. I also, the reason you guys keep seeing in the new pictures of the cabin, you're seeing the white things leaned against the front porch. That's the old entry gates. I'm going to use that wood to make a porch railing. I need 6 or 8 2x4s. I don't know how long, I didn't check. Probably 8-foot long 2x4s. I probably need 8. Maybe I need 8 or 10. Anyways, I need 2x4s in order to do the porch railing. When I do the porch railing, I just want to get the size close enough so that Wendy can't get out of it. So that when I want her outside, but I want her protected, I could put her out there. And I want to do the little sliding gate thing for the front. Okay, I found this thing, directions online, where you put a PVC pipe through and then you use rebar or something or a piece of wood or a dowel or whatever. But anyways, you put something that slides into the hole that is the PVC pipe, and it allows you to slide out a gate to keep babies or dogs from going out. I want to do that for the so you don't have a hinged gate. So I want to do that so that when she wants to be outside and I want her protected there, she can sit in the front and just. She sometimes will go out there and just sit on the front porch, but the fact that I saw an elk the other day, and there was a cow a couple of days ago, and there's some wolf footprints because that's not a dog, whatever I saw. I want her a little close. And with the cat coming, there'll be more opportunity for her to chase the cat. And I want to limit some of that. But that's 2x4s, and I can't afford them yet. So that's on pause. And I used wood. So if somebody lives near me and they got stuff, not even a problem. It doesn't have to be 2x4s. I just kind of think 2x4s make the top railing the best. And so that would be 6 foot. So I need 1 6, 2 6s, and 2 4 or 5 feet. So I'd need 4 if that's all I had. A 2x4s. So if I had 4 6-foot 2x4s, that could get the start. And I have some old gray, beautiful. I love old wood. I have some old gray 4x4s that could make the 2 posts for right near the steps. But I want to get that front porch enclosed as well. So it's like I have like how many little projects, but they're little, but they're big, right? And I hope I'm answering your question. What other questions do we have? Let me see what else has been coming up because things didn't move. Screw them down with fender washers. I'm fine with fender washers. I have a tendency to use a lot of lag screws because they have like the heads that look like they have washers on them. I use a lot of those, and I use a lot of deck screws. Do a little. Okay. So, okay, I don't know what else to talk about. How are we doing? We're at an hour. We can go another few minutes if you guys want. What other questions do we have? So yes, the roof for the patio out back, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 by 12. So 12 by 16. It was built as a pergola, so it has a 5-inch slant, which is technically in California, I understand from my roofing friend Shane, that technically a 5-inch drop is technically a flat roof. But it'll keep the water it keeps the water rolling toward the outside edge, which can then have a gutter, can go to a rain barrel, can be more water on site. So yeah, that will be that. I already have the lighting out there. That's fine. But yeah, the roof. And I would use used materials. I am not against that at all. I don't have any trouble using used stuff. That's why there's a pile of stuff now in a tree that I'm removing and cutting down. There's still a pile of some leftovers. I'm going to use some of those leftovers to improve the shed and make the new outdoor shower over there, where the old bathhouse was, where I'm changing that a little bit. Okay. Oh, no. What happened? Go back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. I hit something. Okay. No, don't go away. Now we're sideways. Did the connection glitch? I can't tell what happened. Live chats. I don't know what happened. But now on my phone screen, I'm upright and the messages are horizontal. And my coffee's cold. Oh, but that's yummy coffee, Sonia. But what happened to the screen? And if I hit the X, it probably will make me disappear. So I'm not hitting that. So yeah, I know my thing is they're letting us choose now whether we want to be horizontal or vertical. And so I'm so afraid to touch anything right now because I know how this. Okay, I'm trying to read y'all's comments, but your comments are in a weird position. What if I touch that? I'm so afraid. No, I do not want to stop streaming. All right, let me try to stay here, but I got to turn my head sideways to read y'all. Okay, in the north country, 5 inches. Slope is a flat roof too. Yeah, you're horizontal. Yeah, whatever. I told you not to touch any buttons. I know, and now I didn't mean to touch any buttons, but you guys are. Oh, so my chat is now across in front of my face. So okay, 5-inch drop, but yet you're looking at putting sideways, depending. I won't stay up so I can read it. Depending on what you're using, it may have to run from house to edge. Yes, that's the way I'm intending it to run, Jeremy. The grooves should run from the house edge to the outer edge on the south, and that's all fine. And that's the 5-inch slope. So thanks for the prayers. Okay, that was something for Beth. Why will the chat not stay up where I can read it? And I gotta read it sideways. Hit the camera rotate. Can't. There is no camera rotate. Well, there is, but that'll show you my messy house right now. See how messy my house is? This is frustrating to me right now, but I'm working on helping my friend in another country with sorting their belongings. And then I'm getting ready to run to town and do laundry because I did not buy let me bring this back. I did not, I think I'm deciding too that I want enough power here so that I can have one of the little washing machines back. I don't have to have it, but the little kind of clear blue Zen, whatever it is, Zenny or whatever it is, 2-tub washer from Central America is 240 watts to run it. And I can run it off my battery pack and it would just be awfully nice. Okay, I read that one. Yeah, camera rotate didn't help. If you put your sideways, it's the right way. You started the live stream. Yeah, I can't. I can't make any change to it, so I screwed up. It's okay. It'll just lay on my side. See, I want to do this, but it won't. So let's see. What's the camera doing? Can you see? You could see outside. Miss Wendy, that's the bathhouse that I'm turning into the shed. And you see where the rafter is sticking out to the right. That's where I'm going to outdoor shower. Whoops, I put my finger right over y'all. That does not mean the only shower, but sometimes it's nice when you're muddy and whatever and you're outdoors working that you can go to the outside thing. And You can do. All right. I'm still stuck on this weird, I don't know what happened. So I don't know how to fix it. But here we are. You told me not to touch any buttons. You did. 5-inch drop. I read that one. Catherine. Healing. Okay. You guys are talking to each other. Camera rotate didn't do it. Lay on your side or your back. Yeah, I'm up. The picture is upright. So this is the yard gate, and right now it's the yard fence. But to be honest with you, over here by that tall pole, I never attached the fence to each other. It's just kind of loosely there because I'm not quite sure where I want it now that I've been cutting that tree right there. And now I'm thinking about moving that tote back on the other side of the tree. And I haven't decided if I'm keeping more of that tree, if I'm going to keep that piece of tree, or if I'm pulling it all the way out. So I hope that makes some sense to y'all. I lost your chats again. So how can I do this and not and leave you looking at something interesting? Wait, let's do this. Y'all know that oh no, I get to read. No, I do not want to stop. I want to see the messages. Where are the messages? Live chat. Okay. Wow, this is a pain in the ass once something happens. Okay, I read that one already. Let's see, where are we? So glad. Oh, the coffee is fabulous. Sonia, thank you so much. What a nice treat this one. You're buffering. Yeah, I was gone for a minute. And it's on my end, not on your end. Okay, we're back. Okay. I'm turning my head. Okay. I don't know what you guys are. That's what I'm getting. But my view on this end is that I have this little tiny 2-inch view of what's going on and no messages. And so I have to push 2 buttons to get to see your messages now. So I don't know what other questions you've got. I'm cutting. Wendy, come on. I'm deciding to remove. I know, I can't believe I'm removing trees. I love trees. I always have. But I've decided that this tree is going to go because it's right in front of the door for what has been the greenhouse. I've got to finish fixing this up too, because I'm thinking about, it makes a great greenhouse. It really does. And when I have a green grass rug in the center and I put a little bit more, you can't get in because this gate's closed. Here. Come. Stay inside, please. It makes a great place to play cards when I put that green grass rug inside there. Can you? I hope you guys can see that because I can't see what I'm showing you exactly. Yeah, that's an old mirror. Yeah, you're going to see the ground for a second while I hook up the gate. There's my wood pile over there, my cordwood. Okay, so in here, Babs remembers, I think we played cards in here once or twice. I don't remember. But that center floor, having a green grass rug on there and a little table and chairs makes a nice place in the rain. And so if I would get just a little better roofing wall stuff that doesn't flap in the breeze so much. And then I've thought about making a little space in here for a couple of chickens. Anyways, it's a thing. This is another spot where Wendy can get out because, again, I never finished this and I just flopped 2 pieces of fencing together to see what it looked like. And then I realized I have so much of it, I need to move this big circle part, I need to move over where the bad fencing is that she can get out of. And this girl loves to bury bones and come back and dig them up. She is so funny. That was a bone from a T-bone steak I had recently. I'm moving this compost pile because it's too close to the game trail, which was a problem for the elk. And so they jumped the fence because they couldn't get around. So I had to move the fence, and it's really crooked right there. Whatever, we're not looking at that right now because things don't have to be perfect for them to work. So we're walking around the yard again. And the wind was so bad the other day that this stuff blew over. It was up against the fence. And this is another piece of T111 that I can use to build the shower, the new outdoor shower. Or I could use the tin, but I'm probably using that. And so here's, come on, Wendy. I'm not picking it up right now because it's heavy and I'm holding you guys. This is the fence that Wendy can get out of because this space is, okay, so that's 4 fingers. This one, it's only 3 fingers. She can get out the 4 fingers, but she can't get out the 3 fingers. So I was trying to put the chicken wire here until I realized I have that other round of white back by the greenhouse. And so I need to bring that over here and replace some of this. But the wind yesterday was crazy. And oh my gosh, another big thing with me and my tree. See, she just got out. Little butthead. She's running up there. Okay, anyway, I've decided that this tree's coming out as well. Now, probably not this one. This one I'll keep. But I've decided this other one, it's time it can come out now. I can't believe I'm doing this, but it just needs to come out. And sometimes you just know these things. And so here's the back patio that I'm talking about that I want to put the roof on. And the space, it's not quite 2 feet between each one of those rafters. They're like 19 inches or something. I forgot. We divided it evenly. And it probably could use another 2x6 on both ends. But I'm not sure, and I don't really right now, whatever. But so that's why I'm saying 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 by 10, 12. 2-foot stones on the floor. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, 12. Okay, so I'm wrong. So 12 by 16 or whatever it is. Yeah. It's a nice space, though, for a kitchen. And I think right there is where we ought to put a TV that I can port stuff from the phone over to. I think that would be kind of cool. Put the TV there. Have this all be shaded and enclosed. And put a wood stove right in the center there, I think. Anyways, that's what I'm thinking. And put a sink over on this side. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, I don't know if you guys are talking or not talking because it's not showing me anymore. I know I'm still here though. Okay. Okay, I saw that one. Oh, when I was walking, was it buffering? Okay. The wind calmed down for you today? Yes, I'm not having any wind. Oh, and it was pretty bad. I was having trouble with the wood stove backdrafting on me. Yeah, my spaces have lots of possibilities. And you know what, Beth? That's part of it is when I'm alone so much, I'm great with ideas, but I'm even better when there's people to bounce them off. And so it's like sometimes I just want somebody to show up and go, "Oh, you should do blah blah." And was I gone for a while? And I was talking, right? Oh, Wendy just started barking. That makes me nervous because I don't know what she's barking at. Oh, and here's the space, guys. Here's the space right here beside the side of the house, right here where that railroad tie is. This is the space I want to turn into the bathroom with the bathtub in it. I want to do that space right there. Oh, I hope you can see that. It's hard for me to see what I'm showing you because y'all are only on like 2 inches of my screen. So, right, looks like what we have attained. I don't know who that is. Oh, Donna Kay. Yeah, and you know what? Some people think that Wendy, where are you? Some people think and question me on, well, how come you haven't got more done in all these years? And I'm like, you people. First off, when I first 12 years ago, I did not own the property. And so I didn't buy it until, where are you, Wendy? Wendy. So I don't want like a coyote. Would you stop over there and come back in the yard, please? Come on, you little butthead. Come on. Get in the yard. I don't have this open as a gate anymore. You have to wait. You go around. Come to the gate. Come to the gate. Come on. I'll let you in here. And I don't even have hardware on my gate yet. Okay, come on. There you go. I'm using a bungee. And then I was at farmer's market a few weeks ago when I first got home, and somebody borrowed my bungees. I had 6 or 7 bungees in the car. Somebody borrowed the bungee cords out of my car and never gave them back. So now I don't have any bungee cords. Whatever. It's minor. It's not that big a deal. Why have I not got more done? Well, because I was traveling. I didn't want to be here and I didn't have to be here. So I only did what I had to. I wasn't thinking about making it nice for more time, for being here more. I was thinking about, oh, I'm just camping. I'm coming back to camp. What's the big deal? So now, so I'm trimming up this tree, trying to decide whether to keep that tall thing or get rid of it. But the lower branches have got to go. And that black trash can doesn't belong to me, but I didn't want it blowing around the yard, so I stuck it on one of the limbs. And oh no, it's not. I thought the water thing was dripping. It's not dripping. It's a cobweb blowing or something. And then, the pile of block, I thought somebody was coming to get it last fall. They didn't come get it. So I'll probably be using it. That's the winter location where I park the car, because then I can put one set of solar panels on the windshield and stick the battery pack in the seat and charge that in the winter. And then I'm still inside the yard fence here. So then I'm cutting, we took out 2 trees right there when Jason and Melinda were here. And now I've decided to cut that tree on the other side of the porch. And so that one needs to come out. I've done all I can with the handsaw. And then I'll take my Sawzall is a small one, but I'll take my Sawzall to it and do what I can with my Sawzall, and then I'll need somebody's chainsaw. And then this is the bathhouse, is going to be the shed now. I got a window that Alicia picked up for me while I was gone. That's going right there. And then I've got to